What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Aftershow for Star Wars Rebels, Episode 8, Future of the Force. Your host, Homer, here, and as you'll notice on today's episode, Roger was not able to make it. Unfortunately, well, I guess fortunately for him, he is down in Miami, partying, having a great time while I'm up here in the snow, freezing my butt off. But I'm going to give you guys my full recap and discussion. And for you new viewers out there, this is a full spoiler discussion. This is for those who's already seen the episode and who wants just to expand their mind a little bit more about this week's episode and have a fit discussion. That being said, I feel like this episode opened with a dark tone. It opens with the Empire boarding a ship, and as a passenger, I could just imagine being terrified at this event. And I like in this episode, 8 episodes deep into the series so far, and we're finally getting more into the Inquisitors, the 5th brother and the 7th sister. But anyways, the rebels go on a mission to capture these babies before the Inquisitor could get their hand on it and kill them, because we learn later in the episode that the babies are Force sensitive. But when Ahsoka finds this information, she says she finds all this information on the Inquisitors, but nothing on the Sith Dark Lord, aka her old master, aka Anakin Skywalker, aka Darth Vader. Which I find curious. I wonder if she's in denial about her old master being Darth Vader. That's my suspicions thus far in the show. I just feel like she can't accept that he went to the dark side because she idolized him so. But anyways, they go on this mission and they focus a little bit more on one of my favorite characters, Zeb, which they did last season. They focus on different characters, different episodes, and Zeb, Kanan, and Ezra all go after these babies. But one thing I was wondering, because when Zeb and Chopper find the TIE fighters, he's talking to Chopper in the robot language. Wasn't it just a couple episodes ago he was talking about how he couldn't understand a word Chopper was saying? I found that curious. But we also learned another cool fun fact. It's that Kanan could speak Ithorian. Excuse my pronunciation of Ithorian. I believe that's how it's pronounced, and I'm probably going to pronounce it throughout the episode. But anyways, as the episode goes on, it gets better and better. It shows a little bit of action with Kanan and the lightsaber. But one thing I'm wondering about these Force-sensitive babies, in episode 5, Yoda says, "Only one there is, no there's another," inferring there's only 2 Jedi. Right now we have Kanan, Ezra, and these babies. And Yoda was so in tune with the Force, I don't know how he can miss all these other Force-sensitive people. Maybe he was just being over-dramatic. Maybe he didn't know. Maybe he was in denial. I don't know. And it makes me curious on how many Jedi we're going to see in Episode 7 and in this future trilogy. Were there a lot of Force-sensitive babies that Yoda was unaware about, or the Empire? I guess we'll just have to wait and see more in Rebels and Rogue One as time goes on. But the money maker for this episode for me, it's when Kanan's trying to fight off the 2 Inquisitors by himself, but it shows that he's still not quite at that Jedi Master level. He fails fighting at him, and it shows Ezra just staying there panicked. Ezra gets his ass whooped, and it shows Kanan held his own for a while. It just shows that he's going to need help from Ezra. Later in the season, Ezra's going to have to train. He's going to have to become in tune with the Force if they have a chance against these Inquisitors. But the moneymaker for me, when Ahsoka comes up, that was such an awesome scene. She comes up, she dual wields her lightsabers and kicks the Inquisitor's ass, both of them. And it shows how much he's improved since the Clone Wars series. And the music that was playing during that fight scene, I don't know exactly the score of it. I might get the Star Wars Rebels soundtrack once that's released, and maybe I'll know the song a little more in the future. But the song was reminiscent of Duel of Fates from The Phantom Menace, and that's one of my favorite Star Wars songs. Say what you will about the prequels, it's still a great song. And personally, I'm a lover of the prequels, all things Star Wars. So that's just on the record. And the ending of the episode was just as good. It was just as dark as the opening was. And using our marijuana-based rating scale being as follows, at the lowest point you've got Resin, not to be confused with Darth Revan. Resin is the black residue at the end of a bowl, like the ash, gooey black stuff. Only the most desperate of people smoke this, and I would not recommend anyone to put their lungs through that. So do not watch that episode. If we think the episode's okay for some people might get a quick fix, quick high from this. We give it a mids rating. If we think the episode is an exceptional episode, we'll give it a dank rating. But if we think the episode is an outstanding, the walls will be melting from how high you will be, we give it a dab, aka a wax rating. In this episode, I have to say, it's finally, to quote JR from WWE, business is picking up. This episode was a huge improvement over the past few episodes. I felt like I had that Star Wars feel again that's been lacking this season. Yeah, I felt the first couple episodes were kind of reminded me of the prequels a little bit, but a little bit better done. Now I'm getting that original Star Wars feel and the darker tone that they're trying to set Empire style, as they said early when the season was released. We're getting close to the halfway point. There's 22 episodes this season, and like I said, Roger should be back next week. But that'll do it for this week's episode. Thank you all for listening. And remember what this is all about. We do this each and every week to spread word about our Kickstarter for our show Stoner Man. We're trying to get a finished animated product to not only show you the fans to fall in love with, but so the studios will fall in love with too, and that we will be picked up. And if you don't have $1 or $2 to donate to the Kickstarter, the best thing you could do is to comment, rate, and subscribe. It lets us know not only that you enjoy what you're doing, but it helps get our name out there as well. It helps spread the word. Please share this video. And if you want to follow us on Facebook or anything, all the links are in our description. And as always, may the Force be with you.